Good morning.
It says it's live.
Are we good?
We got
Thank you.
Good morning, and welcome to the Kingsburg Downtown Business Improvement District Advisory Board meeting. Today is Tuesday, May 2nd, 2023, and we are opening our meeting at 8:02. In attendance this morning, Mr. Safarjan, June Hess, myself, Leslie Carpenter, Reggie Gerke, Peyton Lackey, right, Laura North, and Gallery. Absent right now, Amanda Crosco and Lauren Cooper. Right. Item number 2, we are open to public comment. And we will move on to item number 3, city update with council member Laura North. Good morning.
I just have a few things. First of all, I had mentioned that I attend chamber and bid, and so I'll just give you a little information about the last chamber meeting, and then next at chamber, I'll do the same thing about bid. Oat and Oak, Quinn attended, and so they're talking about possibly exploring the opportunity of maybe involving him also with some of their social media so that things can be consistent between the bid and the chamber and like have a similar look. There was a call for help at the chamber with the Swedish Festival Committee. They said that many of the members are getting older and aren't able to do, like to commit, or they're losing members. And so that they really need help on the Swedish Festival Committee. So if you're interested in helping with that, you can contact the chamber. City items, the murals are now completed.
Yep.
That, I don't know if you've seen them around town, they look amazing. The first round is done. Tomorrow night's agenda for city council, we just only have about 2 main items on there. We're gonna look at the capital improvement plan, with street updates, and then we're also gonna look at traffic policy. We get a lot of requests for stop signs at different areas, and also speed bumps throughout the city. And so they're looking at putting in a policy for the speed bumps through the traffic safety committee, which meets quarterly. So these are the main 2 things tomorrow night. And please let me know if there's anything that you want me to report out for you tomorrow night or to the chamber next.
Thank you. Anyone have an item that we'd like to include for Laura for council tomorrow night?
Do we, or not for council, but for chamber, do we need, which we have our summer kickoff, do we need vice versa?
I offered our help for street eats that night when I was at the chamber meeting. They offered as well to communicate back and forth and see where we're at. They have like, what, 2 or 3 people you need down there, and you guys have that covered?
Yeah, I think we have it covered.
They believe they have street eats at that end covered.
Yeah.
On our end, really, we need to default to you to see what all we need that night.
Yeah.
And then check with you, about, you know, who we need to contact about getting the stage brought down.
Yeah.
And all of that. And then we'll, check with city or Barbara about, the closing of the street, what we need, the signs and whatnot.
Meeting's next Tuesday, so either you can attend or let me know, or let Reggie know.
The street closure got approved.
Yes.
Yeah. Last council meeting. That's the stage guy. The rest of it, I think, is easy.
All right. And we need to, now that we have Oat and Oak, we need to start hosting and start publicizing that summer kickoff street eats. What, 30 days out
Yeah.
from right now? Okay, item number 4, approve minutes from the 4/4/23 meeting as presented by City Clerk Abigail Palikard. Motion,
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
motion made by Reggie, and do we have any seconds? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passed and minutes approved. Okay, item number 5, photography proposal, possible action. Our photographer was here last meeting and indicated that she was going to be finishing up her current contract with, reconnecting with, people that she had not. And then she proposed, an extension with, this letter, and then on the back side of this is her fee schedule. And, we indicated at our last meeting that we really wanted to sit down with Oak and Oak and decide whether we needed to continue on with this, or if that was something that we were already going to be paying for in a different manner. Have you folks given this thought? How would you like to proceed? Do we have a question on that? Do we wish to continue this contract extension? Do we want to thank Kim for her time? What do we?
Has she completed her other contract as of now? As of last, and she had not.
Yeah, I spoke to her yesterday, and she hasn't been able to get everyone in yet, but she's working on it.
She sent me a message this morning and said she should have it finished up next week.
I'm personally not in favor of extending this proposal. I just think, finished, and until we, think we have enough photographers in town that can figure out some of our event stuff, and if I was opening a new store, I would even help pay for a photographer to come in, and so that I would have use of those photos, and then the bid would have use of them, and the city and the chamber, and whomever would do that. And I think we can go on a case-by-case basis. I just feel like an extension of this is not right at this time when we're hiring, we've got a new social media, let them, come up with a suggestion on it. Let her finish out this contract, and then that's just me.
Motion to kill this, or do we, since we just,
Yeah, you didn't make a motion to approve it.
okay,
Yeah,
so we don't need one?
I don't think so.
First, okay. Yeah, I would agree with Steve. I think at this time, we just hired somebody to come up with a marketing plan for us, so until that's ready, there's no reason to hire a photographer.
Yeah.
I agree.
I don't want to tie their hands.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I have a question for the new businesses that come in then. Are they going on the website?
They can quarterly, I believe. We've had a hard time getting, the 5 to commit to a meeting with us. True statement, Amanda, good morning.
Hi, I think the last thing Lauren was just waiting to make sure the contract was in effect, so that way we could have our meeting all
But
together.
I do believe that new businesses can only be added to quarterly updates, correct?
That was what we
Yeah,
agreed with
so
them.
quarterly. So that would give, our social media manager plenty of time to get those folks in, or if they wanted to provide, I really feel like we have an in-house photographer, we have an in-house marketer at this point, and that if he felt that that was out of his scope, or he felt that we needed to farm that out, he would let us know. I really think that we need to start building this relationship and make the most advantage, take advantage of this to our best abilities. And new businesses can be added with the 5 quarterly, I believe. So that would be July at this point.
Okay, so offline, I could get that information for the new ones that have been coming in?
Yeah. We can send you that too. do anything with this, then,
We just let it die.
Right, because you guys never made a motion
You
to.
never made a motion to
Yeah,
approve it, it was a proposal.
yeah.
yeah, we were just saying, we just put it
You
off.
just give direction that you don't want to move forward.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so I will give direction at this moment that we as a board have discussed this, and we feel at this time it's in our best interest to not continue a working relationship with Tenacity. And we're going to focus on our in-house photographer and social media manager marketer. Okay, all those in agreement? We don't really have to vote on it, but everybody's good?
We don't want to vote.
No, okay. No, just in agreement with me. Okay, so, photography, so there we go. Christmas tree, item number 6, Christmas tree corners, possible action.
I dropped the ball on this and I have not heard back. I sent out a couple of letters to, places and, or inquiries and didn't receive back and I didn't pursue it. I just dropped the ball. I apologize for that. We will need to, we will need to order trees like in the next 30 to 60 days, so we'll have to do, I'll ask for it to be put on the agenda again next, if we're going to do that. And then I'm gonna defer to Reggie, because he was gonna check on down the other corners, if those are available and all that.
So we can make them work. You're looking at about, outside of anything crazy, about $1,000 per corner. So 4,000 for an intersection. Be what you would need to tie it into the existing light controller.
Okay. The city, outside of our budget, put in those on the original.
Correct.
8 corners.
Mm-hmm.
That's something we'd like to go back to the city and ask them if we're gonna buy out of our budget, the trees and the lights, and make sure they get up and all that, would they come up with $4,000 to do the corners?
You know, when we did that originally, it was out of the beautification fund. So I don't see why we couldn't.
Where's the beautification fund?
Cities.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would say, yes, for the conversation. I can have that conversation with Alex.
How many corners do we have to do to complete it? 1, 2,
4 there, and
4.
there's just nothing we can do down here because there is no real flower beds or, you know,
It has that, like
unfortunately.
pedestrian, like ramp or whatever, which is,
There's no way to
It's
tie the
nice.
trees down,
right,
No.
it's all concrete there.
yeah.
It would be kind of nice to also, as time goes, explore the decorations that hang from the light poles. Because I think those are.
Oh, the Christmas trees?
Banner?
Yeah, I think those have
The
been
banners?
around for about 40 years.
Oh, the Christmas trees with lights,
Yeah.
oh, more than 40.
Nostalgic is a good word.
So,
I'm sure
just,
there's a retro, I'm sure there's a person that,
yeah,
So that would be so fun.
so
I like.
put that in the back. I like them, but I think they could use some maintenance maybe too. But
Yeah.
I think that's something getting the city to maintain because it's existing. But, just to kind of put in the back of our minds if we're gonna work on Christmas stuff all together.
not a replacement, but a refurbish.
Yeah. And question, Steve, are we going to have a conversation with the trees? Because I know.
Lauren took that project away from me and said she was handling decorating all the trees downtown.
And she's definitely looking for help.
Okay.
She already asked me too, so I know she'd be very open to you helping.
You're so good at fluffing.
I also just got a thing from one of my vendors that there's a Christmas in June, not Christmas in July, but Christmas in June sale.
Oh, okay.
Perfect.
I'll get with you and we'll sit down and
I'll send you those things.
I think, just another personal opinion, if the bid is gonna take over the tree, whole tree thing, we need to be, aware, cognizant of the idea of not specifically decorating to a specific store within. In the past, I paid for the netting, and therefore I felt like I could put pink netting on, the bakery, corner, because I paid for it, so but if we're going to pay for it, the bid, then,
Yeah.
you know, the pizza slices, you know, on Casaro's corner may not be appropriate, you know, like I said, I paid for those too. So we need to be cognizant of all of our members and make it not specific to a certain, you know, certain, you know.
Yeah, and all these corners are growing, so now there's more businesses in each corner,
Yeah.
so there's more to
Might be fun to
represent.
put like a little bit of each on there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And
I'll
make
leave
it-
that to the committee, I just, as
Yeah,
the decorating
slow.
committee, I just thought I'd make it, you know.
Consistent.
Steve should
yeah,
be on the
consistency.
decorating.
I think we need your oversight for sure.
We need some supervision, Steve, we need your help.
Okay, so, on Christmas trees, Steve's working on this, Reggie's working on this, we're gonna Reggie's gonna have a conversation with city as far as like partnering and funding the electricity to those corners. And then, we'll just move forward, I'm gonna send some information to Steve, and, Lauren's looking for help. Okay, all right.
Should we have bids ready or quotes ready next month? So we
Yes.
can approve them
Yeah.
if needed, okay.
Yeah, 'cause we need to move on it, 'cause
Yeah.
Christmas is gonna start shipping in June.
Does that have to go out to bid? It shouldn't have to, because it's adding to an existing project, right? So we can stay with the original vendors. Okay.
And it's not
Our
our bidding,
budget.
like,
It's not a
Zero.
threshold, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the 3% rule or whatever. Yeah.
Okay, reports from board members. We already touched on line dancing, and we're all gonna just kind of jump in and do our part, and Peyton, we
Yeah.
will.
So Abigail already paid the DJ guy, and I had told him expect to bring a generator just because bring a generator, be prepared. The line dancing lady, I told her send me an invoice so I can send it over to you. Tom is our contact for the stage, I'll have Neil call him, and then I'll have Neil get a hold of his porta potty friends for that. And then also get a quote and send to Abigail.
if you could tell the line dancing instructor, if it's not something I could pay with a credit card, that we run checks every 2 weeks. So it could be like a
Yeah.
3-week, like, it's not like, we could just write the check and pay for it.
Yeah.
It has to go through a process, so the sooner we get an
Yeah.
invoice, the
Okay.
better. Okay.
I just Venmoed her last time, you Venmoed? No, I paid her cash.
Oh, where location are we at?
We're right in the middle of Draper, right?
No, we are from the Paseo, so we're from the alley,
Breezeway.
the breezeway, to the end of, the street there,
Which street?
that way.
Smith?
Smith,
So
yeah,
Smith to
Yeah.
Kimbley, basically, like that?
Yeah.
Right there, okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So where do you want me to have DJ and stage set up?
You guys wanna run it, well, personal opinion would be that you put your stage going east-west, that way when people are dancing, they're not facing the sun. But that's just my personal opinion, I mean, the sun's gonna go down, but
Yeah.
you did it that way. And then also too, the music would be running this way rather than that way, 'cause the Street is having a band.
Yeah, we'll have
Right,
a band,
okay.
but they're done at 8 o'clock.
They're done at 8 o'clock, so then the two wouldn't be competing against each other completely. So, but that's up to you guys.
Kimbley?
Like
Like the parking spaces right there, basically, and.
The other thing is, you're actually backing in back of that stage, are businesses that would not be open.
Right,
You know,
exactly.
and, I think we're gonna encourage all retail to be open
Right,
that night, and therefore, I mean, you're in front of Gold Standard, you're in front of the abandoned building, you're in front of, Old Republic, and so you're not going to
Block any.
block
like a
them
restaurant or something, yeah.
during their business hours.
Opinion.
So that's really it. So if we could just, because it is a month away, so I think we should start posting.
Mhm.
I just don't know what verbiage that Quinn's gonna work on.
Mhm. So I think about
bring a generator and.
Just for the DJ.
Yeah, 'cause
But
it can't
is
be-
there enough electricity at that corner
Yeah.
to run the DJ? So that would, you know,
Yeah.
there by Gold Standard, there's electricity there.
Mm-hmm. That should be plenty. There's barricades and everything on the permit already
I honestly didn't read the permit.
from City Hall, or from City Yard.
They always drop off signs
Okay.
to block.
Abby, can you double check on that?
I can ask Adam.
Make sure we have barricades.
Can you make us a checklist of everything that has to happen and just jet it out to us, and if there's something that can be helped, we can just all jump in and take part of that job?
Are we having the trolley?
I sent in my application, I've not heard, did you get my email?
I'm not in charge of the trolley anymore.
Oh, okay, so I will double check today.
Okay. That's a good,
Yeah,
because it's all, online application
yeah.
already.
I don't know what the process is,
They have to
honestly.
pair a driver or something?
Who's in charge of that?
Christina?
Christina, and then I think Dan, I don't know, someone else is in charge of the driver, so we only have one driver.
Okay.
So it's not a pool like before, so I don't know what that's gonna look like.
Okay.
Well,
Find out.
yeah, we'll find out. Okay, so Peyton, we'll just defer to you, because you've done this before, and we'll go there, and we'll just keep circling back to chamber, and we'll make this work out. So, if you guys wanna send, Amanda, Peyton, if you guys wanna send verbiage on what you want it to say, how you want it to look, and let's include Reggie and at the chamber on that, and then we'll send it to Quinn at Oat and Oak, and we'll get this party started. So,
Glenn, I'll
First
send you like
hearing.
a photo of one of the prior ones we had done in case
Okay.
someone put like.
Yeah.
And I have, the spreadsheet of all the credentials to sign in to everything.
Awesome, that's okay.
Yeah.
okay?
And so once the flyer's made, you can send it to me, and I could send it to the email addresses that I have for downtown businesses, so they know what's going on.
Do we wanna do print flyers to put in every window?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that'd be cute.
I don't like flyers on my window.
We don't put ours in the window either, but we'll put them out.
We're gonna have a banner made for your window.
Cover the whole front of your building. Put it right over your
Right in
sign.
front of all the
I've done that before.
Reggie, are they still doing the electronic, where if we send a digital thing, it goes on the TV?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
can we send that
Yeah,
over to?
yeah, send us all that stuff, and
Okay.
we'll make sure it gets on there.
Other business, I was approached, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Well, we've worked.
Oh, any other?
I do have a report. So Swedish Festival is 2 weekends away after this week. And so again, just encouraging businesses to be open for the Thursday and Friday and Saturday that it runs, and then Saturday evening, there's the events in the park, but, they're open and we could always use some help. So if there's anybody out there willing to volunteer, connect with Barbara at the chamber office, and she'll assign you, or she'll offer you specific, opportunities. So, not just a blanket, show up for 3 days and work till you die. It's, we'll find what works best for you, so.
I did attend along with June, the Swedish Festival Committee meeting last night. We did have, several new blood, of younger, and, we have a new, parade chairman, and that seems to be going smooth. And those of you know that Christina Holt with the, Christina's first name,
Jillian.
Jillian Gieselud has taken over that and doing a great job. So we've got some new blood in there, and so it is, we have new people, except for the breakfast and the pieces and pancakes. We're looking for a replacement for that old chairman too. Other than that, no, it was a good meeting.
Who is the parade chairman, Steve?
Great chairman is, Jill Drennan and Lauren Goosen.
Right.
Oh, okay.
What's the cutoff for floats? Do you guys know?
Sorry.
I don't know.
I think we're taking them right up to like Friday
Day
before.
Yeah, and a good day before.
Mhm.
Okay.
Food vendors and, we're full. As far as event vendors, we're getting close, we're still taking them at this point. But food vendors, we have cut off.
So, that brings back to line dancing, night, is, I had a conversation with Uptown Sprouts Blue Lobster and Reach at their food truck, and she expressed an interest that if she's not in Fresno East lineup down there, that she would be open to coming down at the end of our event and setting up her truck as a member of the bid.
That might be a question for Adam, because that's not on the permit,
Yeah, it's not
right?
on the permit, so I said I would check. So if you need to call Chet, you want me to call Adam and ask him? Okay, I'll ask him.
I don't think, if it's not on the permit, I don't think we can do it.
Okay.
Because there's all the health department
Mm-hmm.
paperwork and all that too that has to go with it, so.
Yeah, we don't process that type of thing, you guys would have to
Yeah,
process that type of thing.
that's a lot to process.
Okay, all right, I just said I'd ask. I just said I'd ask, if we're baby ducks, we're learning how to walk, and we'll ask.
Question, just for education purposes. If Los Pepis brings something out to the sidewalk and does a food truck type of, not an actual truck, but, or Casaros, or any of the, there's no permit process needed there, at that point, is there?
This is an
Unless
extension of
they-
their
I
restaurant.
don't know, so
Unless
the
they
city
blocked it.
doesn't, the chamber's the only one, the city doesn't, we're not the authority on health
But-
department stuff.
Because I think as long as they're within so many feet of their bathrooms and sinks and cleanliness, all that, okay.
But
I thought that was the process.
I think it's the same for the permits we got, that they can't obstruct a thoroughway, there can't be any
Not
ADA,
four
yeah,
feet wide on the
Yeah.
sidewalk.
right.
and those
If
kinds
it's
of
like
things.
public
Okay.
area, you still have to get a permit for
And
that.
I was just asking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're right, if it's on the sidewalk, then you still
Right.
have to get a permit.
Because we got a permit to be in front of our store for that event that we had. And we had to do the 45-day approval and everything.
I'm wondering how
But-
that applies when they just set tables up out front, like it does now.
Yeah, there's, he told me, he said
Touching the
I have to
building or
have
something.
4 feet of sidewalk.
Outdoor
Okay.
dining is different than food vending.
For the
Right.
Swedish
They just
festival,
put tables up outside.
Well, I mean,
Loophole right now, yeah.
it's approved, like Fugazi's has chairs in
Right.
in a public space, right? So it's, these places have gotten it approved in a different manner than.
Got it.
But next time, we'll probably have to look at that for sure. It's too late now to do it for this one, but.
Yeah.
Good idea.
for Swedish festival vendors, I know in the past they've, spread out. So you have like a clothing vendor, they're not in front of the clothing store. Is that still a thing where it's kind of
That's what we're trying
diversified?
to do, yeah.
Okay, throughout the street.
Stacy, Pearson is in charge of all of the vendors, and she's trying not to put like in front
Right,
of
kind of
stores.
spread it out.
Yeah,
I think it keeps people walking up and down Draper.
yeah.
I like that.
And we really like Steve's suggestion on having the booth in the middle of the street. Really like that. It used to be the big, vast nothing in the middle because the booths were on the side because the parade went through. Really thankful that he made that.
Just feel like, you know, your store needs to be seen, and if there's a pop-up tent in front of it,
Right,
you know, and
yeah, I like the layout, it was
Yeah.
great, yeah. And I think because a lot of your chamber members are existing businesses, so you don't wanna only cater to the ones that are popping up, you know, it's better for community.
yeah.
The parade route is still like in front of Washington School.
Yes.
It's going to be the same parade route, just going in the opposite direction this time.
It'll be starting down at the
It'll be
depot.
starting at the depot and go that way, and it's something about judges and the light and the bands and beyond, and I
And
could
we'll
say,
have like 2 or 3 announcers, so
Good
that
luck.
every will.
good luck, okay, yeah, there'll be several announcers,
The big benefit to starting it at that end is there's a lot more unoccupied roadway there for staging.
For staging.
And so we're not blocking all the streets in front of people's houses and whatnot while we stage them.
And also the press release, I have it written and I'm going to send it, I think I'm gonna send it Friday, because usually then it'll be in the queue for Monday when they do their assignments, and then I think I'll also send it on Monday morning, so that they'll see it twice. And it's about the murals, because I think that's, you know, what's gonna be of more interest to them, but it's also going to piggyback onto the Swedish Festival, with the hopes that maybe we can get them out on Thursday for the Pea Soup event, so I'll work on that.
Did you already do some, reaching out to, like, ABC 30?
No, that's what I'm going to do.
Okay,
I was
'cause
waiting.
they did come to town and film, like, 2 weeks ago in front of our store where the mural is by Fugazi. So I was like, oh, Jolene's there. So
No?
I wonder how, and I kept kind of keeping an eye out, because that was right where they filmed, and they had some of our customers, like, asked to, like, B-roll, like, walk through, so.
So would they do all of the murals?
We only saw them in that spot.
I saw them at most of them.
Oh, cool.
Okay, I'll just,
They're on it.
Great.
So I thought I was like, oh, go Jolene.
No, because I wasn't here I was holding out for the Swedish Festival.
Yeah,
so
it was
we-
right after car show.
Oh.
Well, we've got, a team out of Sacramento coming on, she said Thursday? It's like, he's kind of like a Huell Hauser type person coming, and he will be at the Pea Soup and Pancake and be taking pictures and interviewing and stuff. He's been talking with Stacy, Smith,
Okay. That's great.
right?
The buzz is buzzing.
But are they going to air it, before?
we don't,
We don't know, she
Probably gonna be
didn't
after.
say.
probably after.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll probably be after the
Promoting
fact,
for Kingsburg, but not necessarily,
Yeah.
especially since they're coming
Advertising.
Thursday night from Sacramento. I have a feeling it'll be here, you know, down the road, not really gonna benefit as much
Right.
for that Swedish festival.
So, just looking at this young man sitting here and thinking, you know how you always, you, in your proposal, it was a legacy video?
Yeah,
Maybe the murals in the Swedish Festival should be our first
part of that, yeah,
part of that?
There's nothing more Kingsburg than the Swedish Festival.
100%.
Right.
Yeah, and I can talk to you guys after about, you know, what I planned and how we can incorporate that.
I mean,
Yeah,
that,
we can.
I mean, like, the first legacy video is to represent the district, not a person, but,
I think that's great,
well,
yeah.
if you're talking about legacy, you know, the festival's a legacy, and then that, our first mural was put in the 70s, wasn't it? I believe it was in the 70s. So that goes in a little history of murals in this town,
Okay, so I wasn't here then, so which one is the first one?
on the side of the, Casaros.
Oh, okay, okay,
That was-
that's been redone, that one, okay.
Last week, Swedish TV came to town. There were 5 people in a crew, so they spent about an hour in town. And, I'm not sure what it's gonna do for us, except somebody told me that the guy that was the interviewer is the up-and-coming, you know, really top guy in Sweden now. So it should be interesting. And, just FYI, Kingsburg County now has 32 million views.
he needs to go catch some bunnies on a,
So good.
bees on a mural.
It's tag the bid on the bottom, yeah.
He said it doesn't have to always be focused on bees,
Mm-hmm.
because I said, what about the town? And he can do it, he just has to get his creative thinking going. And he did something interesting, he got a call to, you know, swarm in Selma. It was in a tree, and, the lady said, you know, kids have been trying to throw things at that swarm, and some kid was gonna throw a football at it, and Jared says, oh, not to worry, Selma really can't throw a football. And then 35 million people saw that, and then, this guy's from Kingsburg.
Stupid. The only other thing I have this morning, before we move on, is that I was approached and asked about, if the bid would consider helping fund an upgrade to the speaker system within downtown, because when we have parades, apparently that overload is not working for vocals. Like playing the music, that steady pace, we're good, but when we have events or parades, it's not, the system is quite old, and, or at least
It's only about 3-4 years old.
3 or 4, I don't know, I was.
Yeah, no,
surprised by that.
it was replaced not that long ago. It actually, it works great for that. It just, we need somebody to run it during those events and
Okay.
monitor it.
Okay, I
And
was told you needed a whole new system, I was like, well,
No.
okay.
I don't know who told you that, 'cause, yeah.
Chamber. We'll talk.
We'll talk, yeah, we'll talk. No,
So,
there's a way
Do you need
to,
help with this?
well, no,
Okay.
it's not, the parade route doesn't go past much of Draper Street anymore for this event, so it wouldn't make sense
Okay,
to announce it over it anyways.
okay.
We've gotten a lot of, just to comment on that, we've had an overwhelming amount of people say, don't do it over the speakers because it doesn't make sense. But we have had a few people say it is nice to know, even though it's 3 blocks ago that we hear it.
Oh, okay.
But the overwhelming opinion I've received is that it doesn't make sense when it goes over it. That's why we have 3 different announcing booths
Okay.
for a Swedish festival, so that when you're in earshot of the speaker, of the person, you can actually see what they're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, well, I'll bring it up.
Yes, no, that's fine.
All right, good. That just saved us a little money.
A lot of money.
Okay, any other reports from board members?
I have a question, or maybe it's other business, but, the website,
Mm-hmm.
I see it still doesn't work, so, I don't know who's.
It's been, nothing's progressed since last meeting because we've been waiting for the contract to be signed so that Quinn can be in this meeting. We want to have a sit down with him.
Okay,
I don't think I didn't know maybe the timeline of how long contracts take, so we didn't anticipate it taking them, that's just our unfamiliarity with it.
yeah.
But we
Well,
want to
we-
have a sit down with them, so we
We've
do.
had a contract with them now for over a year, right, with 5? Okay, and the domain doesn't even work, it's still taking the old website.
They asked us if we wanted it to be redirected, and nobody has gotten back to them on that, so that's why it's kingsburgbid.com, yeah. So they did ask us if we wanted it to be kingsburgdowntown.com, so that's a point to discuss,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, have they made any progress on making the links actually work to the people that send in information?
The one that I sent, all of the, 4 pages, those were updated, but I didn't know which ones weren't. I don't know who sent in that's not represented, do you know what I mean? I can't fill that gap in, I don't know who.
Okay, so who is?
So I guess the businesses need to say, hey, I sent my information, which I think you said, Reggie, because you were one of them, that you reached out to them and let them know, or Abby resent it, something along those lines.
About 4 different ways. and
Yeah,
I've
because
never
there isn't
received
any
a
way
response.
for
I've
us
never
to know.
sent the test website to the businesses, because
Right, because I don't feel like
instructions
it's,
to do that.
live yet, yeah.
Oh, no, I wouldn't.
Yeah, so those businesses aren't
So
gonna know
if there's
until
anyone
it
else
goes
you know of,
live.
Reggie, let me know, but
Okay, I think that's the biggest question is if your business is, who do you reach out to?
so I guess it would be Amy, but if you want to tell us if
Well, who do the
We have it
businesses
on our
reach out
list.
to?
I don't know, who do we want to have do they reach out to us, or do they reach out to them directly? That's not something
I
we
guess that's the
really,
question for Amy.
Yeah,
okay,
how do they wanna handle it, I guess is probably
Okay.
a better way to.
direct
Is my
contact
question,
or
yeah.
liaison, okay.
Darlene, didn't you send her everything you had?
Yes, I did, and then I CC'd
Yeah, and
Amanda
she-
on it to make sure
Yeah,
that,
and she got it, and she emailed you, me, and Lauren, and said, would you like us to basically mirror this, send it over, and I don't think we've done anything with that.
I called and had a phone conversation with her.
And I think this was, we got the email after that. She said, okay, I've connected with Jolene, I've got the domain, what do you want? Do you want the bid, or do you want kingsburgdowntown.com?
Which one
And I
do you
think
want?
that's
Because I'll
where
call
it
her right after this.
kingsburgdowntown.com, yeah. Because I think that's what we're advertising, and it also mirrors our socials. I think that makes more sense.
And if I could just make a suggestion, I would make somebody here the
Like
point
contact
of
us.
contact, because if it goes to Amy, Amy's gonna say, I didn't get anything. And
Okay,
you have no checks and balances there.
okay.
I usually get further when I call.
But if a business needs to have it.
But if you've got somebody who knows, these are the 5 people who called,
Mhm.
and you can follow up and see, versus if it goes to Amy, you don't know.
Okay.
After June, I can be that, I mean, like June 15th, I can be that person, but until then,
Okay.
yeah, after June 15th, I can totally be that person.
Yeah, I don't mind
Until
being the
then?
website
Okay,
contact.
all right,
Yeah.
that would be great.
Yeah, 'cause most of these don't link to anything yet.
And I think part of it was because some of them didn't do bios, and
Sure.
some of them had photos, but we didn't direct them to add the photos if there were no bios. It's just kind of like, I don't really know.
I kind of feel
what I
though,
wanna do.
that
That's why we wanna have a
we
meeting.
hired them to do this,
And they haven't done it.
and
Well, I just put
we've
Kingsburg.
done a ton of the work.
It's kingsburgbid.com is where it's live right now.
But I put in kingsburgdowntown.com.
And that one's not live yet. It's the old one,
website.
yeah. And that's that's intentional. She's waiting for us to say which one we want. Yeah.
I also asked her to make one live.
And I think the kingsburgbid.com is live.
Yeah, I was like, it's been a year,
Yeah,
it's been a year. We gotta show some progress here.
yeah. I think there's a lot of, gap where they aren't proceeding because they're waiting to hear back. So they want direction from us, which is why we wanna have this in-person meeting, because I think we'll get a lot more accomplished than these emails. And so to have the in-person meeting, we wanted to have our social media person hired, and now that's official, we can do that. Yeah, and then hopefully it's just a quick launch if it's done.
It should be, because she sent me what would be live.
Yeah, I mean, technically it is live right now. It's
And you
just
went through
under-
it extensively and corrected.
Yeah,
I mean,
I mean,
that's the other thing
hours
too for
worth
me,
of
is
correction.
you went through this extensively at $0,
yeah,
and we're paying them a lot of dollars, and you corrected a lot of it.
right, and I could only correct what I was aware of, so like, I didn't know the list of businesses that have sent it in,
Mhm.
and they're not on there. I don't have any way of knowing,
Right.
because they went to them directly,
Yeah.
right?
Some of these,
Reggie, you sent it to them directly?
I sent it to Abby, and I sent it to them directly in accordance with their form.
Yeah, I don't have any way of
Yeah,
knowing.
kingsburgbid.com.
That's, yeah,
That's where we would go.
that's where I believe
Half
it's
of
live
the
right now.
links don't work on
Yeah.
here, like the regular annual events, it's 404 error.
Well, I would love to have a meeting before our next,
Do you
June.
want to call her today, or you want me to call her today?
you can call her if you
I
want
will
to.
call her, and
And we
next,
talked about with Quinn too, like Tuesday
Mhm.
mornings, most
Next
Tuesday
Tuesday
mornings.
morning?
I believe so. We'll check with Lauren too.
are you available next Tuesday morning?
Yeah, next Tuesday morning, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that'd be great, because I would definitely, I'm on the same list that I would love to check this off. I'm ready to get the progress done.
Yeah. Okay, I will call her when I leave here.
And are we okay at RPS, Steve? I know Leslie asked for it.
Any other business to discuss today? Okay, then, we will adjourn, and our next meeting at, 8:46. Our next meeting is June